We're excited.
Hello. Very quiet. What's up? In case you don't know, I'm Mark from Chameleons. This is Stephen from Chameleons. Thank you very much, Veronica, for inviting us to your store to play. Last night it was records, and tonight it's shoes and shirts and stuff. I'm going to start with the last thing that I did with Chameleons back in the day in '87 before we broke up. It was one of the last things, second book one. I'll play the last thing after, but this was the second book one. And it was inspired by Kate Bush, actually, who I was completely obsessed with. And I never gave her a copy of the recording because I could never figure out where she lived. And that is probably just as well. It's called The Healer. Here comes the sun, calling out to everyone. Here comes the sun, falling down on everyone. Here comes the moon, the shadows come to swallow me soon. Here comes the moon, the shadows come to swallow me soon. It's alright, you're not the only one. It's alright, you're not the only one. Let go my fears, running on a river of tears. Let go my fears, running on a river of tears. Here comes the pain, oh, oh, oh. Here comes the pain, the hurting again and again and again and again and again. It's alright, you're not the only one. It's alright, you're not the only one. So I got to thinking, perhaps I should think about staying for an hour or two. I'm really shaking, but I'll be okay. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. Please, you can take this pain away. Please, you can take this pain away. It's alright. Harmony can make you cry. It's alright. Harmony can make you cry. It's alright. Harmony can make you cry. It's alright. Here comes the rain, flushing all the filth down the drain. Here comes the sun, calling out to everyone. Here comes the sun, falling down on everyone. Heal me, heal me. It's alright, you're not the only one. It's alright. Alright. For how many, how many, how many, how many? Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. For how many, how many, how many, how many? Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. For how many, how many, how many, how many? Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. For how many, how many, how many, how many, how many? Do-do-do, you bet. Won't you call out to me now? Calling to your sister. Won't you call out to me now? Calling to your sister. Won't you call out to me, please? Son and a sister. Sun machine is coming down. It's gonna have a party. The sun machine is coming down. We're gonna have a party. Yeah. Hang on. Just get rid of this egg. It usually goes all over me.
Come on through.
Hey,
Make your
Bert.
way through.
You gonna turn on the air
If you
conditioner?
love, it's on.
I'm looking forward to this stuff. I am. This is the very first thing I ever wrote with Chameleons. I just left school and I was reading Antony and Cleopatra for English literature, and I was trying to get off with this girl. Her name was Christine Jackson, and I was trying to get off with her, and she didn't want to know me. She just said, no, you're not my type, sort of deal. And of course it was her fault, right? Because it always is, right, guys? Yeah. And so I was reading Antony and Cleopatra, and in the opening for English lit, and in the opening it said, "He has become the bellows and the fan to call a gypsy's last." And I thought, yeah, that's me. That is me. It has the word masturbates in it. I apologise for that. CBS weren't happy about that. They said, like, no one will play it. I said, it's in the dictionary, look, it's masturbates, definition. No, don't care. So I said, oh, I'm going to say it anyway, I don't give a fuck. Why is it in there? I don't know. I mean, when you're 17, it's one of your main hobbies, isn't it? When you go away. When you're a 17-year-old boy, masturbating is one of your main hobbies. So, yeah, it's called The Fan and the Bellows. Just broke his love, hurdle at which greater men have fallen. She manipulates, steals my mind, hides it in her garden. bring me down. Somehow love must bring me down. I've become the fan and the bellows. Cupid masturbates, absent of all thought and of all reason. He shoots me in the back, I think perhaps it must be shooting season. But now, only love can bring me down. Somehow love must bring me down. I've become the fan and the bellows. Not me, not me, not me. Somehow love must bring me down. I've become the fan and the bellows, bellows, bellows. Thanks a lot. Music, music, music. That is what matters to me in my life the most, I think, Jim, overall. It's been central to my life from being a very small child. My mother, she thought I was underdeveloped because I wasn't speaking English by the age of 3. And I was in kindergarten, and this young trainee, whose name is Irene, she came and she brought her records, and it was 1963, so this was Beatlemania. So she brings all the Beatles records and she teaches me to sing them, and that was my first stage to language, and it's been central in my life ever since, central to me. It's helped me get through some of the very darkest times of my life, and it's helped me celebrate the good times and brought me a lot of joy, and I wanted to try to put that into an early song I was working on with the guys. You can tell it's very early because it's got the same chords as the last song, it's called Pleasure and Pain. Silent sea and sky, innocent as the child, always asking why. I can take you there, I can show you, I can take you there, I'll be there, gently catching you as you fall, hearing you when you call, smiling as we climb, smiling, crocodiling, darling. intentions as the hills crumbling into clay. I can take you there, I can show you, I can take you there, I'll be there, gently catching you as you fall, hearing you when you call, smiling as we climb, smiling as we fly. Pleasure and pain, no loss, no gain. Pleasure and pain, again and again and again. Pleasure and pain. I can take you there, I can show you, I can take you there, I'll be there. This madness, this laughter, our feelings I can't control. This madness, this laughter, there are feelings I can't control. Rose-colored lights and leading me, it's in you, it's in me. Oh, it's in you now, you and me. Thank you very much. As I travel around, as I used to tour around with the band and everything, people that are really into the Chameleons of Tribe, they'd say to me like, what's this song about? What's that song about? And this one was no exception. They'd say to me, Mike, what's that song about? You're doing that? What's it about? And I like to think of myself as fairly unpretentious, and I'd tell them the truth. I'd say, well, those nights where you're lying on a mate's floor and your eyes are rolling around in your head because you smoke too much fucking weed and you can't get off your ass. And you can't get off your ass to do anything. Well, somebody knows what I'm talking about. Is that what you're doing right now?
I eat it.
Yeah, man. That's what it's about. And they'd look at me like, what? What? And I'd say, no, I'm only kidding, pal. I'm only kidding. It's actually it's an existential commentary on how the higher levels of consciousness clash with the mundanity of every day. And they go, okay, yeah, we get, they understood that. I didn't understand it, but they seem to, so that's okay, isn't it? But that's what it's about. It's about being flat out on your back with your eyes rolling around your head, smoke too much weed, you can't fucking get up. That's what it's about. Right? It's called Nathan's Phase because I named it after John because he was rolling joints about this big. Right? He had a Chinese straw mat and cigarette papers and a roll, and he'd roll them about this fucking big, and then smoke the whole thing himself.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
So it's called Nathan's Phase. Sometimes despair, the mask has gone, no mystery, replaced by vague and trickery. It's just a phase I'm going through, and you're just a stranger passing through, The streets of London are paved with lead. as my lungs are paved with lava, I wrap the voices in my head. Feels like I'm welded to this bed. It's just a phase I'm going through. And you're just a stranger passing through. You know. The streets of London are paved with lead, just as my lungs are paved with lead. Wrap the voices in my head, feels like I'm welded to this bed. I'm not dead, it's just a phase I'm going through. And you're just a stranger passing through. Out of tune now with this phase I'm going through, you know. It's just a phase I'm going through, you know. Thanks very much. We did break up in 1987, we got back together again in 2000. We buried the hatchet, not in each other's heads, but actually buried the hatchet. And George W. Bush had just got elected to the White House, and I'm an optimistic guy, you know. I remember thinking to myself, well, look on the bright side, Mark, you know, things can't get any worse, can they? And that's something that you should never say, isn't it? I'm never going to say it again. So I've tweaked the words to this a little bit. I had somebody on the tour message me after, very offended by the fact that I called Trump a madman. Well, fuck you, I'm going to do it again now. So, it's called Anyone Alive. It's a matter of fact. And Johnson's a twat. What do you think of that? Strike up a light, I'm getting wrecked tonight. Spark up that joint, Quasi, I'm getting wrecked tonight. Oh, put some light in me, yeah, put some light in me. Oh, and anyone with eyes to see, I am not afraid with you. Anyone with ears to hear, I am not afraid with you. 'Cause anyone alive can see the storm clouds gathering in. What have we got? Does it seem like a lot? What have we got now? Well, to most it's a lot. Where do we go? Well, I think I know. Above and beyond the energy flow, mouth to mouth with the feminine glow. Oh, shine her light on me. Yeah, shine her light on me. Oh, and anyone with eyes to see, I am not afraid with you. Anyone with ears to hear, I am not afraid with you. 'Cause anyone alive can see the storm clouds gathering in. Play it for you, Steve. Anyone with eyes to see, I am not afraid with you. Anyone with ears to hear, I am not afraid with you. Anyone alive can see, I am not afraid of the storm clouds gathering in. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sing it to your children. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sing it to your children. Oh yeah, oh yeah. 'Cause I've got you. La 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Orange bastard, fuck you. As I usually ask, I'd ask you if you'd ever been to the Highlands of Scotland, but I can't see any of you, so... well, yeah, good, okay, so a few people have. We used to go all the time, in fact, there's a castle there, right? And you can, if you look at the cover of Scripts of the Red Druid on the front of the cover, it's a castle, and it's at Loch Ness in the Highlands, and we used to go there a lot, and this particular time we saw something very, very, very weird. I was 22 when we saw it. I'm 62 now and I still don't fucking know what it was. I have no idea what it was, but I've trying to work it out ever since. But if you ever go there and you want to know, where we were when it happened, I'll gladly tell you if you want. If you go to Loch Ness is very narrow. It's about a mile across, and then it widens out into a bay, which is the deepest part of it and the widest part of it. About 1,000 feet straight down, sheer like that. And then the surface is like black glass. It's really, really beautiful, especially at night. These days they've built a visitor centre around it, and they'll charge you like $50 just to take a photograph, right? Especially if you've got an American accent. But back then, it was an old guy with a woodbine in a wooden hut, and he took £1 off you. And at 6 o'clock he fucked off for his tea, and you just climbed over the gate and went in. That was it. And if you go down there, you'll see there's a tower there, and right to the right of the tower, as you look at it, there's a piece of chain. On the chain there's a sign, and it says, "Absolutely no admittance beyond this point." It's danger. Absolutely no admittance beyond this point on this sign. So ignore that, right? Just walk past that, right? taking the notice of it, and go down to the side of the lock, and you'll be on the beach, right on the water, and at night it's amazing. Take some whiskey, light a fire. It's really cool. And you might see something wonderful. We absolutely did see something really wonderful. We wrote a song to try to say what we saw. Every line is literally true. There's no artistic license whatsoever, and the song is called On the Beach. On the beach. On the beach. The Ides of March were calling on a Sunday morning, not the sun that's dawning, a figure in the sky, a figure in the sky, a figure in the sky. Unsure of what I'm facing, precious time I'm wasting. Here I am embracing a figure in the sky, a figure in the sky, a figure in the sky, a figure in the sky. You can take it as read, you can take it as read. That's what I said, that's what I said. You can take it as read now. No photos in my pocket, no photos in my wallet. I'm telling you I saw it, a figure in the sky, a figure in the sky, my figure in the sky, a figure in the sky, a figure in the sky. A figure in the sky, a figure in the sky. Here on our beach, big presents, yeah. Buckley essence, yeah. Here on our beach, thanks, just got to switch guitars, give me a second. Like most 26-year-old boys, I say most, I'll be kind, most 26-year-old boys, I was a complete coward. Especially when it came to girls. complete and total coward. But I was engaged to this beautiful girl called Fenella, who grew up in the town where I grew up, and she was beautiful. But and when I was engaged to be married to her, and I was working on a record called Strange Times with the guys, and it hit me like a thunderbolt. You know, I just thought, I can't do it. I just can't. It's just not gonna work in a million years. And but how do you tell someone? Because we'd been dating for a long time, obviously, and I loved her. You know, that wasn't the issue. It just wasn't right, and I just like, how am I going to tell her? So, being a 26-year-old coward, right, a boy coward, and a songwriter, I thought, I know, I'll put it in a song, and I'll play the song, and she'll understand everything. It'll be clear. Yeah, not the best idea I've ever had, really. Had I been a bit slower, I'd be singing soprano. But the ironic thing was that she really loved the song. She loved the song, and to add insult to injury, I actually stole the title from her because she used to say to me, she used to say, "Matt, you're such a seriosity," and I'd be like, "Is that a word?" Yeah? And I look it, and I couldn't find it because it wasn't a word, but it should be a word because it's a really great word. So I named the song Seriosity, and happily, you know, we're still close. We still love each other, not in the same way, obviously, but we still love each other. She had a really great life, and I've had not a bad life myself. So everything works out good, and every time I play it, I dedicate it to her. So this is Fenella back in Middleton. It's called Seriosity. I used to be so certain I was done. Always needing more, bleating out excuses I had none. No. Just reflections on the water now that the deed is done. We'll wait and watch the ripples fade away. Hearts are breaking, someone's daughter joins with someone's son. It goes on and on again, on and on again. We'll watch the ripples run. I used to be so sure, I used to be so certain. How could I be so wrong? Always needing more. At last the chains are breaking. Watch me now, watch me run over fields and past the houses like a bullet from the gun. Watch the figure fade away. Hearts are breaking, someone's daughter joins with someone's son. It goes on and on again, on and on again. We'll watch the ripples run. Fields and past the houses, watch the rabbit run. Another question that I used to get a lot from the tribe when I toured around was, in the wake of leaving Chameleons, was, why did the Chameleons split up? You're right on the verge. What happened, man? And that's a very difficult question to answer, obviously, because it's very complex. I mean, why do marriages end? Why do relationships end? Why do all things happen? And then I realised all they needed to do really was I point them towards this song, which is actually the last song that I ever wrote with Chameleons in the 80s. And if you listen to this, it'll tell you everything that you need to know. If you're one of those people who wondered why Chameleons broke up in 87, and we were seemingly on the brink of something, this is your answer. It's called Is It Any Wonder? On the surface he seemed sensible, but underneath the logic was crazy. Like a cat that walks with cruelty, or a dog that always bites for no reason. I could feel the madness there, but I couldn't see the streets for the houses. And all the lies and fantasies were suddenly malicious and dangerous. With every passing day you put me through, oh, what have I done to you? Is it any wonder that I never close my eyes? Sisters of normality collapse into convulsions of laughter. Knuckle-walking animals are swaggering and spilling their anger, and they're almost walking upright as they try to aid the madmen around them. But the slightest, kindest hint of love leaves them naked, snorting like horses. If that's what's waiting for me on the ground, oh, I hope I never come down. Is it any wonder that I never close my eyes? Hearing this lullaby, we leave them all behind, thoughtlessly wasting time. We'll be gone in the blink of an eye. Well, is this really where the story ends? Oh, for all those so-called friends, is it any wonder that they think I've lost my mind? If that's what they think, well, fine. We'll leave them all behind. Is it any wonder? Is it any wonder? wasting time. You leave them all behind. Hearing these words of mine, hearing these words of mine, hearing these words of mine. Where's your answer? I don't, you know, I've been very lucky. I got a copter break. I happen to know two kids from when I was very small who grew up to be two of the best guitar players to come out of Manchester, and I fell in with them. And then later on we had the powerhouse that was the late John Lever behind us, and it made for a good band. And I've, you know, when I left John left the Chameleons first. He left the band. I followed him a few weeks later, and about a month after that, he called me up and he said, "I'm putting a new band together and I want you to be in it." I said, "Who have you got?" He said, "Andy Clegg, who I knew because he played the keyboards at the concerts. When we did live concerts, he played the keyboard parts." And I said, "Who else have you got?" He said, "Andy Whittaker." And I knew Andy Whittaker as well because his project, Music for Aborigines, had been playing around Manchester and stuff, so I knew them both. So I said, "Yeah, fine, man, I'll do it. I haven't got anything better to do." Got my guitar, went over there. This is the first thing that I did with them. I brought this over, and the two Andys helped out with the middle eight of it, and this was the first thing that we wrote. And it's what I call a ner song, ner, because when you're 26 and you're a coward, right, we've established that, right, you're a songwriter, when you have a beef with somebody, instead of duking it out like a real man and sorting it out in 10 minutes, you throw songs at them instead, right? And they throw songs back at you, right? And it goes on for about 10 years. Right? Like, but, you know, when you're in the playground, and you're a kid in the playground, you sort it out in 10 minutes, and the next day, your best mate again. But when you're an adult, right, it takes 10 years of fucking around. So it's one of those. It's called. The band that John got together eventually became known as the Sun and the Moon, and this is called "I Love You, You Bastard." Except for those whose minds are closed, can't see further than the end of their nose. Always caught, it seems to me, between the devil and the deep blue sea. And always something bars the way. You know that it's true, forced to throw your dreams away. Well, they never come true anyway. But sometimes they do. But some dreams can, some dreams do. And you can try and compromise, still friendship dies. Can't justify. You see your tears that I cry for the canvas kid. It's really not important at all. No. Except for those whose minds are closed, with every passing day whose misery grows. Always caught, it seems to me, between sex and slavery, like a fool surveys the scene from the top of a pole and sways between a boring scene and his fear of the dole. It was hard, hard loving you. It's a hard, hard thing to do, but it's a crime to murder time. You save yours, I'll save mine. Can't hang around and watch my love for you drown while all those clowns drag you down. Oh, life's joy so hopelessly few to mention. Oh, life's joy so hopelessly few. And while we all helplessly view the tension, we don't view life as hopeless as you. You cannot learn the secrets I have learned. You're much too cruel. There's no return when Mad Jack starts to burn his way through you, and he will. He will. No, he will. No, he will. Yes, he will. You don't own me, oh, I don't own you. You don't own me, no, I don't own you. You don't own me, no, I don't own you. You don't own me, oh, I don't own you. I never wanted to. Another guy that I wrote some songs with that I like was a Corsican lad called Yves Altana. He is a Corsican lad called Yves Altana. And if you've seen Pete Hook come through town in the last couple of years, you'll have seen Yves actually, because he was playing in Pete's band until quite recently. And I made 2 records with him, and the one that I really liked was called Venus. And we had a project called Invincible. But about a third of the way through, I quit because I was in a bad place, and the guy that we were making the record for was a guy called Steve Harrison, who's the manager of the Charlatans, and he had a label called Dead Good Records, and a conglomerate called Zomba Music stole the company from under him, and it was the last straw. I just said, fuck it, I'm done. And I took a job, actually. I took a desk job with the Manchester City Football Club, and I had a mortgage, I bought a house, and I had a nice shiny car on the drive, and it was all very nice, except I was miserable as fuck, you know. But as I say, you know, I was done. And then Zomba sent a couple of guys to my office to talk to me, and they said, come on, Mark, you know, finish the record, because you know, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and this, and this, and we've got really great plans, it's going to be ace. And I'm like, oh man, you know, after what you did. But then when Yves came and spoke to me, he was different, you know, he was like, come on, Mark, let's finish it, man, it's worth finishing, let's do it. And I just, in the end, I just said, you know what, okay. And I quit my job, which was no small thing, because like I said, I had a mortgage and all that. And I came in and I finished the record. We did the record and we delivered the record to Zombie Music, and they threw them all in an incinerator. they burned them all. So, but one enterprising guy at the warehouse, he kind of got wind of it, and he took some copies out before the Zombie could get them all, and distributed them around. And so if you've got one of those CDs, you've got something quite special, because it wasn't actually released, you know. Happily, Stephen got his label back. Dead Dude Records is back. If you go on the website, you'll find it. If you have a mooch around, if you're so inclined and you have a mooch around, you'll see a project called Invincible, which is me and Eve, and the album's called Venus, and you can download it if you want to. And I should also, thank you, I should also be grateful because it did pull me back into music, but I rediscovered through that record, I rediscovered my passion and my love of what I do, and you know, embraced what I personally believe is what I'm here to do, which is this. So I should be grateful. I'm grateful because I've lost my way big time. And this is a song that came out of that period. It's my favourite song on Venus, and it's called "Think It's Going to Happen." I recall the voices in the wind, how they roared, determined to pretend, and through it all I saw my world descend endlessly nigh. I don't even know if I was wrong or right, living in a land without light. I thought if I could hide, then everything would be okay. But no one ever wins that way. It doesn't matter what you say, it's going to happen anyway. And I'm not supposed to cry, am I? Through it all, I drifted down the years. JD gin, the wine, the drugs, the biz, shutting out my deepest, darkest fears. I nearly drowned. I ignored those voices in the wind. I nearly floored my closest friend. It was an endless fight, living in a land without light. I thought if I could hide, then all of it would go away. But no one ever wins that way. It doesn't matter what you say. Yes, I thought if I could hide, then at least I'd keep my pride. But no one ever wins that way. It doesn't matter what you say, it's going to happen anyway. You're saying, it doesn't matter what you're saying. You think it's your garden, I know that it's not. You think that you're God's son, I know that you're not. You think it's your garden, I know that it's not. You think that you're God's son, I don't even know if I can make a stand anymore. to make us stand anymore. All the rules, all the lies, all our lives sanitized off our heads. No surprise, living in a land without life. Living in a land without life. Thank you very much. We're going to take a 10-15 minute break, if that's all right with you. We'll do the more songs if you want. If you want. Okay, good. Good, that's good. Right, we'll see you in a bit then.